As we mark Family Day, there are growing concerns that children are still not getting the adequate help they need to deal with mental health issues, many of them still lingering from the pandemic. One of the organizations to lead this charge is Margaret Eaton, the national CEO of the Canadian Mental Health Association, or CMHA. Margaret, thanks so much for joining us this morning. So we know that the pandemic was so detrimental to the mental health of not just adults, but kids as well. So what kind of data are you looking at when you see this concern, this rise or persistence in mental health issues among children?
Yes, you're quite right. It was really disturbing to see how the pandemic affected children. So we know during the pandemic, about 25% of hospitalizations for children and youth were for mental health issues. And we saw things like eating disorders increase by 600% for children and youth. And things like substance use disorder was a big issue for youth during the pandemic. And I guess what concerns us too is just because the pandemic is a little bit better and kids are back in school, we know these issues carry on. They're long-term issues that need to be addressed.
Right. And Margaret, what is your call to action on this Family Day? You're urging parents to write to MPs and also Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Tell us what that's about.
Yes, we've created a campaign called Act for Mental Health. And what we really want for Canadians is universal mental health care, that you could actually use your provincial health card to go and get mental health care that doesn't exist right now. So we feel that having hospitals and psychiatrists isn't really enough. We need more money for those services, but also for community mental health care. So for things like eating disorder programs, substance use treatment programs, peer support, those kinds of things that you need after you've been in hospital, and then you need some help to recover. And it's that kind of work that really isn't well funded in our healthcare system, and it's just not available if you live in rural Canada or if you don't have internet access. So we're urging Canadians to sign our Act for Mental Health at actformentalhealth.ca, where you can automatically send a letter out to the Prime Minister to ask for more care.
And Margaret, if you are a parent watching today and you know or suspect that your child is, suffering from mental health issues, whether it's a result of the pandemic or social media, eating disorders, what kind of help can you get immediately? What is the first step that a parent must make? Is it to their family physician first?
Yeah, we do urge you to go to your family physician, and the doctor can oftentimes recommend programs and support, but not everybody has a family physician. And so we urge you to contact cmha.ca to get in touch with your local community mental health association. And there's also Wellness Together, which is a website that was set up by the federal government early in the pandemic that offers some advice and support. And we think Kids Help Phone is a wonderful resource as well. And they also offer some therapy for kids and can help direct you to programs.
Margaret, before I let you go, one of the interesting things that I found in your research is that you say that a lot of children these days, what's affecting their mental health is actually this idea of climate change and how the adults really haven't taken care of this earth that might not be here for as long as we want it to be.
That is so true. In fact, The Lancet had a study that showed that 45% of children and youth said their feelings about climate change negatively affected their daily life and functioning. So it's amazing. Children are so sensitive. They pick up what's going on around them. And it's of concern to them that the future looks bleak. So we need to help children with anxiety and depression with managing those thoughts about the future that can be intrusive and can affect their feeling of well-being.
Okay, and Margaret, before we let you go, where can parents go to sign on to this campaign that you've been telling us about?
They can go to actformentalhealth.ca. It's really easy. Click some buttons and send a letter.
Okay, Margaret Eaton, CEO of the Canadian Mental Health Association. Appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Have a great Family Day.
Thank you.